What's up, you guys? All right, well, I know that I am not the only one who has a case of FOMO today. MSGM squeezes up over 700%, and I feel like an idiot because I didn't make more on it. I didn't make much on it. Well, I bet that there's a lot of people out there. Oh my God, it's like mud season here. Oh, we got so many bumps. I bet I'm not the only one who's saying that. I bet many of you have said the same thing today. I can't believe how much that stock went up and I only made X amount on it. So here I am. I'm gonna try to coach you through this. I'm gonna try to walk you through it because I feel the same way as you. And you might say, Ross, if I had as much as you made today, I'd be happy. Okay. Well, here I am with as much as I made, and I'm saying the same thing. If I had as much as that guy made, I'd be happy. And he's probably saying the same thing. Part of trading is this, it's always just out of reach where you want to get to. It's always like that. That's how it is. And that's what keeps you motivated. That's what keeps you driven. That's what keeps you hungry to keep trading and to try to do better and better and better. But at the same time, this is something that can be a trap. FOMO, the fear of missing out, the frustration of missing out, the regret of missing out, the anger of missing out, the disappointment in missing out. So it's all FOMO, whether you could call it FOMO, AOMO, ROMO, it's all the same, and it's the same emotion. So if you're out there feeling that right now, let's talk through it. I'm gonna give you a pep talk, and by the end of this video, you're gonna be feeling better about yourself. Okay, so number one, nobody knows how much a stock is gonna go up or is gonna go down. That's a fact. We all make the best educated guess that we can at the moment that we're sitting down at our computer to take a trade. But in hindsight, it is always 20/20. It is always super clear that you should have held longer or you should have sold sooner. That's how it is. So if you're gonna always look back and give yourself a hard time, it's not beneficial. It's only gonna serve to make you feel bad if you're doing it to beat yourself up. Now, out of genuine curiosity, I think it's fair to go back and look at the chart and say, all right, how could I have traded it a little bit differently? How could I have traded it better? Where did I stop out, and was that the right move? So for me, when I look at the chart, I traded it from pretty early pre-market and I missed the beginning of the move, which is disappointing. I'm kind of frustrated that I missed the beginning of the move, but it is what it is. I missed the beginning of the move. I jumped on kind of, halfway up, and I made some profit trading it in a relatively narrow range. When I was trading it, it was between 7 and like 850, 854. That was the pre-market high. That was the range where I traded it. And then, as you know, around 10:15 or something like that, it came up and it broke through 850 and it ripped to 870, up to 9, up to 925, up to 950, where it hit resistance again. And that was resistance based on a technical level on the chart. So I had some resistance there, kind of chopped out, and it tapped 950 and then flushed to like 850. A 75-cent candle flushes down to 870, 850, and then it slowly kind of came back up, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna trade this. It breaks 950 and it goes to a halt up at like 12. It opens, it goes to another halt at like 16 or 17. It opens, it goes up to 22. It dips, it goes up to $27 a share. And I didn't trade the entire move from 950 until 27. Wow. I really am an idiot, just as I suspected. All right, well, let's not beat ourselves up too much. If you're a trader like me who sat on the sidelines and missed it, maybe you went red on it earlier in the day and you hit your max loss. And I'm sure there's traders out there that did hit their max loss on it at some point today, just, based on the number of traders in the world, who were trading to the long side and still lost on it because they just, it happens. It's happened to me. If you're a trader out there who got in at 24 and then got caught in the false halt down at 21 and took the 3-point loss, listen, these things happen. We've all been there. let's go back to basics for a second. Whenever I've had a day where I didn't trade well, or I kind of gave into FOMO, I finished in the red, I step back and I kind of always have to kind of reevaluate. What am I doing that's working and what's not working? And in the case of MSGM today, I think that I didn't see it coming. I wasn't expecting that kind of move. Given the price action of that particular stock throughout the morning, and given the market that we're in right now, where we haven't seen many of those kind of moves. Certainly if we were seeing those on a more regular basis, would start to get dialed in. So on a day like today, when I think about what is my goal as a trader, number one is to try to find the biggest moving stocks each day. And if you were watching MSGM, you did it. And I feel like I did it. I was trading the right stock. Did I crush it? Did I do it trade as well as I could have? Well, that's the second part, no. But I was trading the right stock. That's half the battle. Now, the second goal that I often think about as a trader is just pulling 15 to 20 cents out of the market each day. And if you can do that consistently, that's a big deal. So were there a couple of clean trades on this that gave the opportunity to pull 15, 20 cents out of the market? And there certainly were. And hopefully you hit a couple of them. I hit a couple of them, but not with enough share size to really give me a huge green day, but made a little bit on it. Okay. And then you have the level of trading where you're going to trade it 10, 15, 20 times. You're getting in, you're getting out. This is flow state trading. That is the expert level of trading. And one of the big challenges with flow state trading is that you sort of give in to just trading in the moment, pressing those buttons, pressing those hotkeys, jumping in because you see green on the tape, getting out because you see an order on the level 2, a big sell or whatever it is, just in and out and in and out. And when you're in that flow state and it's really working, you can stack up profits fairly quickly, or at least I've been able to in the past. But you can also get hijacked. You can get so tunnel vision in the zone that all of a sudden at high a day, you punch that order, boom, 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 and now you're in at the top. Maybe it rips through, maybe it halts up, maybe it doesn't, maybe it flushes, and all of a sudden you're down unrealized. Everything you made that morning plus a little more. It resumes, your heart's pounding, the adrenaline, you add to the position, you're in a second halt down, and just like that, you went from up X amount to way below your max loss. Wow, that happened quick. And that can happen when you're in flow state. It can be a very fine line between being perfectly in the zone and getting totally wrecked. And so sometimes for me, I just tell myself, listen, and today's an example of it. Yesterday was too. Yesterday, if you tuned in for my recap, I went red on my first trade by $200. I got green like 800, and then I went red 700 on the day. And so when I rallied back to up 1800, I was like, I've already gone red twice. Let's slow down, because it doesn't feel like today is that clean. Well, you know what happened today? I went red like 1300 on the day before I went green. So once I went green and I was up 1,000, 1,800, 2,000, I was like, listen, you're not red. This is a good day. Don't push it. And I got to the point in the day where, based on the time of day, statistically, I was getting into a range where I had a higher probability of giving back profit than I had of significantly increasing my profit on the day, which meant my downside risk was higher than my upside profit. That's a bad risk to reward ratio. That wasn't specific to the stock, but it was specific to my metrics and my time of day. So I said, you know what? I called out this little setup. I was like, I think that's gonna be a false breakout. I was exactly right on it. It was a nasty false breakout. And when it came back up, I was like, no, I'm gonna try today to exercise that muscle of discipline by sitting here on the sidelines. And I sat on the sidelines and I watched the whole move, and it wasn't easy. And I do have FOMO, But we talk about this. It's better to live with the frustration and that antsiness of holding discipline than to live with the pain of the regret that you broke your rule and you gave in. And some of you guys right now, you're watching this and you have that pain. You have that regret that you broke your rule and you gave in. You FOMO'd into it. Maybe some of you FOMO'd into it and you made money. And that's one of the worst things that can happen to you in the market. Unfortunately, you're getting a positive reinforcement for a bad behavior. But there's others, no doubt, that FOMO'd in and you paid the price today. And you feel like the idiot who's red on a stock that's up 700%. I have been in your shoes before. You are not alone. The best thing that you can do is to turn the loss into a lesson and try to do better tomorrow. When I have those big red days, I just tell myself, red days happen. The best thing I can do is try to have the space between the red days as far as possible. Just try to separate out how frequently those red days are happening. And when they happen, just to try to see the writing on the wall sooner and to shut it down as quick as I can. There is no such thing as perfection with trading. You will have loss. And there's no such thing as perfection at always knowing when to walk away. Sometimes you'll walk away too soon. Other days you'll stay a little too long. This is the challenge that we face as traders. But it's those who are able to, more often than not, make the right call that will be among the small percentage that survive as a trader. So I encourage you, regardless of how you finish today, to be grateful for the opportunity that you had to trade the market, to be grateful for the incredible amount of momentum we had today, to be hopeful that maybe we'll see more of it in the future, somewhat soon, and to live to trade another day. So come back tomorrow and try to do a little bit better than you did today. And if you're someone out there who is green, don't you dare say, I didn't make enough, I should have made more. You're green, man. You did good. Now let's do it again tomorrow and try to do a little bit better. All right, I hope this is helpful. As always, there's no guarantee you'll find success, and my results aren't typical, so please make sure you take it slow. Practice in a simulator for a while before you put real money on the line. And I'll be back at it, as always, tomorrow morning, looking for opportunities, and hopefully we can find the right stocks to trade, big percentage gainers, and hopefully we see a little bit more of the action that we saw today. All right, I hope this has been helpful. Questions, comments, leave them below, and I'll see you tomorrow.